Welcome back, YouTube world. Wes, Iron Triangle Garage. Last video we worked on this gold, orange, and green bike. Got the clutch fixed. Runs great. Does need some carburetor tuning. And there's a funky clunking noise, but it's cool. This time we're going to work on this one. It starts great, runs, and then when the idle comes down to idle, it starts to pop, and wants to die. Sometimes, most of the time. So we're gonna look into that. I do have an adapter to an OBD2 reader. See if that works. Not feeling good about that. Feel like I got taken. Feel like they just took me on that one. So let's look. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens. So here's today's victim. It's a 2006 Heritage Softail. Not the classic. It would say Heritage Softail right there if it was a classic. So 1 year only. 2 years? 1 year. They offered the Heritage Softail without the saddlebags. Thank you for that. And, you know, it's a pretty stripped down model. I started building the dual exhaust for it because that is also insanely expensive. I'll put some pictures up. Because this is a while ago now that I started doing that, years ago. And then I had children and all that stuff, and we bought, you know, this house, and I never finished it. The bike has just been sitting ever since. It's been sitting for that much dirt. I want it to run. I'm sick of it sitting here. I miss riding my bike. As you can see on the last video, I had a pretty good time riding my wife's bike, and I miss riding my bike. So I want to get this thing back on the road. The idling issue might be the fuel pressure regulator. All right, first things first, let's fire it off so you can hear what it's doing, if it'll fire off. I mean, the battery, you know, remember that battery? Yeah, well, this one's kind of the same. This one's like, you know, it's okay, little buddy. You have one more in you? Start for me, please. Okay, well, that answers that. I'm gonna put the that elbow tickler on the juice box here. Grape flavor? No. Makes your tongue burn flavor. I think I paid $9,000 for it in 2011. It's an 06, so it was like new-ish. I was excited to get the fuel injection. I'm not so excited now. I miss carburetor. I miss the carburetor. Because when it's fuel injected, it works awesome when it works. And when it doesn't work, you got weird things that do stuff and you're not really sure why. Yeah, if I can get the fuel things, you know, other than that, it runs terrific. I mean, it's not out of balance. You know, I don't have any horsepower upgrades on it, so it's probably not going to knock it out of balance. The crank pin is pressed into the flywheels, so when you put, like, you know, yahoo, let's go, big jugs and stuff on it and cams, and you bump up the compression and the power, it can knock that pin out of alignment, and all of a sudden the whole thing's like, you're like, what's oh my god, oh. I do want to paint it. I'll probably paint it the same gray that I'm going to paint my truck. Not really matchy, I just think it looks cool. I do like the chrome. I'll keep some chrome on it, but I'm going for the hot rod look because that's just, I like that. I like that look. I think it looks cool when everything's hot rodded out. You know, rat rod, yep. Hot rod, sure. And both of these bikes have been to Sturgis. They've been to Hollister. They've been just about, I mean, Alice's restaurant. Now, on that note, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Hit the bell. Ding. Ring that bell. Okay. Do that for me, please. That'll be very much appreciated. All right, let's try this again, shall we? Let's go, baby. I'm not gonna start it again tonight.
Oh, well, that was epic.
Yeah, that was epic, all right.
Epic.
So you can see the idling issue it's having, and according to, like I said, Google University, of which I'm a scholar, PhD, fuel pressure regulator. We'll check that first, right?
Yep.
What are we gonna do first?
I can remember the thing else you say.
Fuel pressure
Fuel pressure.
regulator.
Regulator.
Okay, what's everybody? Truth be told, it's a few months later. We're back on the Harley project here. I'm going to run the codes. Let me show you how to do that. I now have a mohawk and my beard is shorter. Okay, again, this is a 2006 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the trip odometer, flip it on. It's hard to do one-handed. See the sweep? It says diag on the odometer. So click it. P55PT. That's not really a code. That's kind of telling you their stuff. So we'll hold on the P. Nothing there. Move over to the 5. Hold down that. U1301. Got my trusty watch. So write down U1301. We'll go back to the Google University. So that's the only one there. Go to the next 5. SP, I guess. Hold that down. 5P. Same one. U1301. End. There's nothing else. PN. Let me write that down. I'm not sure what that means. PN 670 334A. PN 67033-04A. 04A. Okay. Wrote that down. T. Hold down there. Nothing. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the Googles, see what the heck that means. Be right back. Okay, so you see I got no check engine light, that's not on. But here's what I've figured out or come up with. So running through the thing, P, ECM, nothing. S is security system, which it does have. 1301, then it has this PN, I'm not sure what that means yet. Speedometer, SP 1301, I'm sure that has something to do with the security system as well. Tachometer, this doesn't have a tach on it, so that doesn't matter. And then it's running this, which doesn't seem to make any sense because it doesn't have a tach. So this code, I'm going to figure it out, but it doesn't have anything to do with the way it's running, I would think. Since ECM's not throwing any codes, I don't think it has, it's something physical. And what I have figured out, and I don't know for certain, fuel pressure regulator, which is in here, because it's an electronic fuel injection, so there's a fuel pump in here. Or it could have a leaky, you know, it is 17 years old. It could have a bad fuel line in here, and that could cause it to run that way. So we're going to pull this apart and see if I can find anything obvious. And maybe I'll just replace the fuel lines and see what that does. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but I do care about my bike. It's already kind of pitted just from age. I might actually get another one. Okay. Ignition switch. Every time I get one side loose, the other side clips back in. So that's fun. This is like the only part, all these newer ones, it's like still old school. It's got the three like clunk, clack, clunk. So now we need, looks like a T15-ish. I don't know. If it's not, don't yell at me, because I don't know. Pretty good. T20 fits very well. I don't know, man. Sometimes these T's are tricky. You think it fits really well, and it's actually the size up or something. But that's it. T25 is too big. Yeah. And I'm assuming that T15 is much too small. Yeah. Okay. T15 would work. See, that's what I mean. The T20, perfect. Still like the bikes. Still love them actually, but it's not my life anymore. I used to live and die by the motorcycle. Well, ooh. Okay. Ooh. I heard these were tough to get out. So you gotta take them out like a specific way so you don't break anything or something. Yeah, everything rockets off to the left here. Like a lot. You stink like gas. So if you can see it, which can't, it's hard. There's all this stuff coming off to the left. Right over here, big metal bracket. That's a nightmare. And, you know, I'm gonna hate my life for however long this takes. This is the stuff that makes working on stuff suck. Engineers jamming stuff in. But then when you get it, you're like, yeah, woo. But in the meantime, you just want to punch the air. Okay, as you can see, I got it out. What they don't tell you about is this little bugger. So this goes to the fuel pump. This goes to what I imagine is a sending unit over here. And I'll take you over to the fuel pump here. To get it out, you need to pull this fuel hose, which there it is. This fuel hose off this bib right here. This is the housing that has a problem. These things are plastic, they tend to crack. This is your fuel pressure regulator. This is your fuel pump. This is the fuel filter. So, obviously, you can see fuel pump pumps into the filter, goes into the filter, the pressure regulator housing. This goes to the EFI. This sock is supposed to be white. Let's put it that way. So this, I believe, is the cause of my running issue. I'm going to replace all of this. So to get this all apart, two zip ties. I'm assuming special zip ties for fuel. Sits in this housing. Here's a rubber pad, rubber base. This comes off. Pop this bail right here. It's not very strong, so you can probably do it with your fingers, but I only have one hand at the moment. Pull that bail. Work this little guy here loose. It's kind of got like a little spring tension on it, but it comes out. There we go. Now this whole assembly is out. I'm gonna put it out in the bin outside because I'm working in my garage in my house and I don't want to stink my whole house up. So I got a little bin outside for stuff like this. That's where I'm gonna put that until all the new parts come in. A couple days later, new fuel pump, eBay. This was actually in the box. I unrolled it. It's been a couple days. I let it, like, you know, relax. Amazon. So that's the filter. That's the new housing for the fuel pressure regulator. Obviously the gasket has a nice crush. You can't over tighten, you can't over crush the gasket. And this is the this is actually right out about 20 minutes away from me in Hayward is where this company is located. Probably could have just driven there in like 20 minutes. Fuel pump. New hose. With the zip ties. I'm assuming those are like special zip ties and they're fuel proof. Oh, fuel proof. What's cool about this is it comes with the clamps. There's two of them in there. It's got the you know, the nice blanket. Here's the old one that I kept. I kept all this stuff. I'm not going to need it, but all this came with the new stuff. New pad, new blanket, new fuel filter, sock rather. And then there's the new pressure regulator. This all comes in this kit, these items here. I had to buy the housing and the fuel filter separate. But they do sell those too. It was just cheaper to get it this way. And I kept this over here for reference, so I can see how it all goes back together. So like I said, it's been a couple days. This fuel sock is crunchy. So I'm thinking this was still working. I don't know if it was holding pressure. I'm not going to assume. Since I was in there, you know, it's less than $100 just to replace it all. This was probably my culprit. Maybe this. Or this. But since I could get it in a kit, I did. And then, so we'll get set up to go put it all back. I think I might have to run down to O'Reilly's to get another clamp for the from the back end of this assembly into the fuel injection unit down underneath the gas tank. You know what I'm saying. I'm here So I'm short one of these. Okay, we're back from O'Reilly's. Got the clamps. I hope those work. Love bug. Paint. We got to talk about the paint prices here, fellas. Out of control. Anyway, back to this project here. I think we have everything we need. So let's go ahead and put this together and get it right back on into there. Earlier on, you saw me struggling getting this out. This drops in there and locks into place once it's in the gas tank. Getting it back out, that's the trouble. If you can, get a screwdriver in there, push down on this right here, and it'll swing out. Most people just get in here and release the spring, and it goes bing, and I didn't do that. I struggled with it, and yeah. This one came with the fuel pump factory unit. This one came with the fuel filter. This one looks to be much higher quality, so I'm going to roll with that. The fuel pump factory came with an O-ring. I'm going to go with that one. Because, you know what? American. That's why. So probably should get a little bit of Earl on there. Find some lightweight oil. What do I got around here? What do I have? Tire foam? That's not going to do it. Ooh. Blaster? Sure. Just a touch. I don't think I want all this up in my fuel system so much. I just want it to be able to go into place. And this guy, fuel pressure regulator, slides right into the housing here. Slides right into the housing here. Cool. Said it'd be tough. Whew. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Please don't tear. That bottom one doesn't like to go. Got a little access hole right here. I'm gonna see if I can kind of give it a little bit of help. Kind of get it over that hump, you know what I mean? There we go. Fuel filter. And then this slides into here like that. We're going to spin this on this side. And then there's this bail right here. And this clip. See this dimple right here? That dimple goes in it. That leg. This leg right here slides into there. And then the bail will go around here. Boom. And that holds it all together. Put a little basket, a nice little blanket right here for the fuel pump. Pad was right on there. This is where the sock goes on. That goes on like so. No big deal. Put this cap back on. I don't want no junk getting in there. It's got a little crown. So I'll put the crown up on this pin right here. And we'll take that socket. Let me get a socket and an extension. And just press it down onto it. Got a little 3/16 socket on an extension. There we go. Pressed on there. Our new fuel sock. Okay. Look at that. Works good. Doesn't look that professional, I guess, but it's on there. Just like this. Fits in there just like that. And all you gotta do is run zip ties around it. It's fancy, special. I guess they're special. I don't know. Are they? Yeah! So again, when this goes in the gas tank, it's gonna go whoop, lock into place. It'll sit kind of like that. See this now? This sits kind of flat. But once it's in there, I mean, you know, good luck getting it out. Hey, here we go. Got my sleeve. Let me show you my sleeve situation here. 7mm socket. I like to use the socket. I just feel like it's just a much more positive feel. So there's my hose. There's a sleeve I just made. A little split in it. How am I feeling about that? I don't know yet. Pretty tight. You will notice at no point do I catch the fact that I have not put a gasket on yet. Dun dun dun. I want the expansion so I can get the get it on. Probably should put something on your gas tank if you don't want to scratch it up. I'm going to paint this bike. I'm not too concerned with it. Yeah, that went right on. It's either really good or really bad. I'm not sure yet. Please don't leak, please don't leak, please don't leak, please don't leak. Do your job. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't it feel like it's getting tighter? I guess it's on there. It's not turning. That's a good thing. So we'll put our plugs back on. This goes to the guy going up to the control. What's-em-who's it? This is already coming apart. That's great. Not coming apart, but fighting me. This goes onto your fuel pump itself. Great, grand, super, awesome. Now, here's the fun part. The super fun part. Will you... I guess I still have the chance, so... There you go. See how it's flexed out now? We're going to drop this in the gas tank. Boy, they, man... Come on now. Okay. Woo! You know what I forgot to do? Forgot to put the gasket on. Okay. Gasket's in place. My baby's crying. I don't know why. Okay. All right, moment of truth. Was it all for naught? Got fuel pump. Okay, so as you can see, the motorcycle did the exact same thing it was doing before. This this video is getting way out of hand time-wise, so I'm going to break it up into probably two parts. This one will serve kind of dual purpose, how to change a pump, fuel pump, regulator, filter, and also chasing the EFI problems. Stay tuned for part 2. Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, you know, all the things. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.